Festive season is here, and to know the mood of real estate sector, I'm here in JLL BKC office, and I'm joined by Mr. Ritesh, who is Residential Director, JLL Western Region. So
Hi.
many thanks for joining us, and a very happy Diwali.
Same to you. Same to you.
There's a buzz in the market that economy is going through a slowdown, and every sector, whether this is FMCG, real estate, everyone is expecting a lot from this festive season. So what kind of trend you are seeing in this real estate sector as far as this festive season is concerned?
So yeah, Rahul, you're right. There has been slowdown in real estate, but I would say, if you compare the last 9 months, first 3 quarters of last year vis-a-vis the first 3 quarters of this year, the residential sales have improved. Our data shows that 14% increase in residential sales. And you're right, developers are trying to extend more discount, freebies. You have a lot of waivers going out in the market, which is going to practically going to impact very positively on real estate sales. So there are freebies like, you get modular kitchen free, AC free. There are also waivers going on where there is no GST, no stamp duty. The one good thing, the shift what we saw from the last year to this year, Rahul, is developers coming out with developer subvention scheme. So if you compare last year, there were a lot of bank subvention going on, but with developer extending their arms in terms of letting off with interest, there is a lot of saving for an end user from the interest perspective. So I feel there is a lot of buzz in the market currently. Last quarter of this year needs to be looked at very microly, and we feel that it will be further improved if you compare last quarter vis-a-vis this quarter. This is definitely going to be a better quarter for the residential sales overall.
So basically, I wanted to understand from you that government has scrapped the subvention scheme, as you rightly told, that developers are coming up with their form of subvention scheme. So how this is helping, and what kind of other offers are there in the market for the end user?
So I'll tell you, Rahul, the difference between bank subvention and the developer subvention, there is a very, very big difference, substantial difference. So in a bank loan, when you go for a bank subvention, you need to submit your ITR papers, financial documents. In a developer subvention, you don't need to furnish any financial documents. So one is, there are 2-3 advantages when an end user enrolls for a developer subvention. One is he gets sufficient time to monetize his alternate asset. If he wants to sell something and buy something, it becomes very easy for him. The second is the certainty on the project is absolutely up to the mark. There are no doubts in the consumer's mind that whether the developer will finish the project or not. And the last thing is there is a huge saving of interest from the consumer's perspective. So these days, if you look at, there are a lot of terminologies being used for developer subvention scheme. So people call it flexi payment plan, people call it open payment plan. There are different names given to the same set of thing which has been offered in the market. And I would say payment plan plays a very, very critical role if you see from the end user's perspective, because today the markets are very tight. They need some time to dispose of old asset and buy new asset. So this kind of schemes really push sales, residential sales. And if I'm a wise end user, I'll definitely go ahead and buy something which has a definite good payment scheme. This is the right time to buy any residential product today.
So as you rightly said, developers are coming up with their subvention scheme.
Yeah.
RBI has also decreased its repo rate. So how do you see sentiment going forward in this festive season? You talked about the last quarter, which ends at September. So how do you see October, November, December sales going forward?
Yeah, so positively, the interest rates have also gone down. I mean, it's a coincidence, a lot of things favorable for the real estate industry. The interest rates are low. There has been festival discounts going on. There have been projects which has been launched in the market. There are a lot of other positive vibes which is currently going on. So I would say overall, if you bundle everything, if the project is nice, the location is nice, the track record of a developer is nice, I think it's the right time for an end user to go ahead and book an apartment.
So basically, what are the things you said that it's the right time for an end user to buy any residential property? So what are the key things which should be kept in mind while buying any such residential property?
Rahul, one thing is I would advise any end user to buy project which is nearing possession or ready possession. There is a lot of stock and choice available in the market. The second is when you buy any apartment, you should be very clear that it's been approved by all banks. It has prerequisite approvals like IOD, CC, OC. You also need to really focus on the developer credentials. What is the past trend? What kind of projects he's been delivered in past? whether the financial closure has happened on the project. That becomes again a very important criteria to search for. And last but not the least, what kind of discounts or the bargain rate, what price you are buying at. All four things are very critical and absolutely important for an end user to buy a product.
So you talked about discounts, so I just wanted to understand from you, if anyone is buying any sort of residential property, up to how much, money wise he can or she can get the discount?
So Rahul, I wouldn't put that thing into numbers, but definitely it's a market where you can definitely put your punch on. Whatever offer is in your mind, just go and communicate to the developer. Minimum margin could be 5 to 8% discount is something which is currently prevailing, and it also depends on city to city. So like if you look at the affordable segment, the majority of the absorption in last couple of years has happened into affordable segment. So margins of, the bargain margin is quite high in luxury or affluent segment as compared to affordable segment. But on an average, there is no thumb rule, but you can definitely try your luck for 5 to 8% discount on a purchase, which is quite a huge amount.
The new term which is buzzing in the market is affordable segment. So as far as affordable segment is concerned, what kind of market you are seeing, in coming quarters in this festive season?
So absolutely, whatever launches you would be seeing, Rahul, upcoming, you will see a time where you would be finding most of the affordable projects getting launched. I think the future is affordable. In coming 4-5 years, you will see a lot of supply, a lot of absorption towards affordable. The extended suburbs with the kind of agenda what government has, infrastructure development, setting up airports, building up new commercial hubs. So I think there is a lot of life to affordable in coming few years. So I would say next 3 years or 4 years, it's absolutely affordable.
In the last quarter, we have seen decline in new launches. Is it simply because Mumbai, a city which is sitting on a pile of unsold inventory, and how it has benefited the end user so far?
So in a city like Bombay, Rahul, there was a slowdown in supply last quarter. The primary reason being the Maharashtra elections which happened yesterday. So there is something called Achar Sahita which gets levied, and approvals becomes slow at this point of time because people are on leave, they are more busy towards the election duties. So this quarter you might have seen the slowdown, but otherwise we feel the supply has been opened up with the new norms of RERA. Things are getting simplified, and going ahead in future, I feel getting approvals and launching a project should not be a big task as compared to what it is today.
So this Diwali, can we say that this will be a very good Diwali for the real estate market, and what is your message for the end user?
So I'll tell you, Rahul, this is not only been, it will not end till Diwali, it will further get continued for 2 months. During November, December, there are a lot of property fairs and exhibitions which are lined up. So you will see a lot of developers continuing with this trend of giving discounts and freebies and waivers. And definitely this quarter is going to be quite optimistic as compared to other quarters in the year.
Well, many thanks for joining us.
Thanks,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.